Hey everybody, it's Sam, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me already, my name is Sam. I'm the owner of Unused Consulting. We do WordPress development for high-performing business owners, and I'm also the creator of the Effortless Website Kits, which are website templates for small business owners and entrepreneurs. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the things that you need to make sure you update on your website for the brand new year, and in this case, the brand new decade. So let's jump into the updates you need to make on your website for a new year. Okay, so in order to talk about the things that you should update on your website, I'm going to show you what I will be updating on my own website for 2020. This will apply each and every year, though, as a new year comes about. I will update the following things on my website. So first and foremost, if you scroll to the very bottom of your website, you better have an all rights reserved copyright line down here. So in my case, mine says copyright Sam Unused Consulting LLC 2019, all rights are reserved. So I need to update this to say 2020. So make sure you have a copyright line at the bottom, something that says, hey, this website is copyrighted to this company on this date, all rights reserved. And keep this updated, keep this fresh. I don't know if you've ever been to a website before that has one and it's like 2010. And you're like, does that mean that this website has not been updated or changed or kept fresh since 2010? It doesn't make it clear. So update this to the most recent year that you are on. In this case, 2020. And then another thing you need to update is come over to the privacy policy page, which again, you need to make sure you have one of those. If you don't have a privacy policy, I work exclusively with Emily D. Baker. She has privacy policy and website terms of use templates that you can use. If you go to samanthamunoz.com/tools, you can find her link there, or you can go to samanthamunoz.com/Emily Baker. It'll take you right to her legal templates. But on my privacy policy, which you need to make sure you're keeping up to date anyway, because there's always things changing on the internet and with the rules. So make sure that your privacy policy is always kept up to date in general. But at the bottom of your privacy policy, it will say when it's last updated. I like to keep this fresh with the most recent year and change this to today's date. So I would update that as well. In addition to the privacy policy page, I mentioned the website terms of use. So make sure you come to your website terms of use, terms of service page, and scroll to the bottom and update this also to the most recent date. I would say in general, if you have any sort of legal things on your website, maybe you have specific disclosures, maybe you have medical things on your site, make sure you update the last modified date to the most current date to keep your website as up to date as possible. Now, another thing I like to look at is I go to pages or places where I reference being booked for a certain year or saying a new program is coming out next year or things like that. If it references the following year, but that year has already come, I need to make sure that I update that. So in this case, it says, we're all booked for 2019, schedule a strategy call for your website. This needs to be updated to say, we're booked for however long, go ahead and schedule your strategy call for this year, or maybe start the new year off with a great website. I would put something like that here. Basically, any references to past years or something coming up in the new year that is now here, make sure you update that so it doesn't look like you have left your website dormant. Additionally, if you had any seasonal sales or featured posts or anything like that, so for example, we did our Black Friday sale. So if I come over to that, I've already updated this page to say, hey, our Black Friday sale has ended, but make sure you update any sales pages and go ahead and put your new content in there. Or in this case, if someone did land on this page, I want to give them a call to action. So I went ahead and told them to go join the Tech with Intention Facebook group. Also, I don't have this on my website, but if on your about page you say, I've been in business for 3 years or I started my business whenever, go ahead and update that to the current date and time. That's why I prefer to say like a date instead of how many years, because then you never have to update it, right? It's just always valid. So if I went over to my credentials page, it shows information about when I did certain things. And it doesn't say like, I've been doing this for 4 years. So it just makes it easier for me to not have to update everything all the time. Now, one last thing I like to do to update my website for the new year, and this is actually something I just do periodically anyway, is I like to clean up any unused pages. I check my Google Analytics for broken links, which I will have a separate video about how to do that at another time. And that will show me which links are 404s. Maybe I deleted a page or people are getting to a page on my website that I didn't mean them to get to. I will go ahead and update that at this time as well. So just kind of going into the back end of my website and seeing if there are any pages just hanging out residually. And those are the most important things you need to update for your website in a new year. So again, the all rights reserved copyright, any sort of legal things where it says when it's last modified, any references to you being booked or any references to things happening last year or this year. And then of course, any years you've been in business and so on. One last thing I'll mention just as kind of a bonus is to make sure that you're always keeping your features updated on your site. So if you were on any podcasts or you did any sort of press, make sure you're always keeping this up to date. And the new year is a great time to go ahead and check in and say, did I add every feature I had for this past year to my As Seen On section on my website? Thanks so much for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you thought that this was helpful, and leave a comment sharing your website, and I will check it out and make sure that you are not missing any of these very important things for your new updated website.